Hello everyone, my name is Trevor, welcome to the channel, and today it is time to rank every single installment in the Ghostbusters franchise, which admittedly is just 4. This will be a very short video, but Ghostbusters Afterlife did just come out, and I have seen it, so I'll be giving my thoughts on that, as well as all 3 other installments in the franchise. Remember, these are just my rankings, these aren't necessarily the correct ones. I would love to hear your rankings in the comments below. Number 4, Ghostbusters 2016. This movie is completely soulless. The humor does not land at all. I think I laughed maybe once the entire film, and that I believe was a credit to Kate McKinnon, who is the only character I actually enjoyed watching. There are some fun third act moments, but overall, this film doesn't really do anything. I mean, I don't understand the Chris Hemsworth character. He was just dumb just to be dumb. It was just being different to be different, and for no apparent reason. I have no problem with there being a female-led Ghostbusters film, but don't make the entire point of the film that it's a female-led Ghostbusters film. Then it just becomes disingenuous and annoying. Number 3, Ghostbusters Afterlife. This was disappointing. I don't have a problem with nostalgia, even being born over 20 years after the original film. I know, I'm young. I do love 1984's Ghostbusters and have a lot of nostalgia for it, but this film exists for nostalgia, and it was not executed well. The screenplay was a complete disaster. The first half of the film did nothing to establish likable characters. They all felt emotionally distant and at times annoying. I could care less about the subplots of Trevor's girlfriend or podcast. Not Trevor's podcast, there's a character named Podcast. They just feel like a distraction from interesting character development of our lead characters that we're supposed to care about. And in the end, it just feels like we care about them because of their connection to the Ghostbusters and not as individual characters. And then we get to the second half of the film, and we're supposed to be distracted by Ghostbusters references because, yay, things we remember. But they just came across as incredibly forced. Like, what were the marshmallows even for? I'm so confused why they existed. The creature design was just bad. The retreads of 1984's Ghostbusters were annoying. There was enough plot in this for an hour 20 tops. The rest just feels like a distraction from the lack of heart in this film. I can't say that I completely hated it, though. Paul Rudd has some fun comedic moments, and I can't say that I wasn't a little entertained. But Ghostbusters Afterlife made me feel absolutely nothing emotionally, even though it was trying so desperately hard to be heartfelt. Number 2, Ghostbusters 2. Ghostbusters 2 is just fun. I don't have a lot to say about it. Basically, all of my problems with Ghostbusters Afterlife can be repeated. It feels like we're just supposed to like it because it's a thing we love, not for being a well-crafted, compelling, or enjoyable film. However, contrary to Afterlife, Ghostbusters 2 has all of the heart Afterlife was lacking. I love these characters. Their chemistry is amazing. They all have phenomenal screen presence. So even through all of its flaws, Ghostbusters 2 is a film I love to revisit. Number 1, Ghostbusters 1984. Listen, I think people, including me and everybody I know, would have had some problems if this was not at number 1, and that's because it's one of the greatest comedies ever made. It's not even fully a comedy, it's a genre-bending 80s masterpiece. It's also timeless. I can attest to this. I was born in 2005 and watched this for the first time when I was 8 or 9, so pretty near 30 years after its original release. And I loved it then, and I still do love it. There's a reason every Ghostbusters sequel tries to recreate this formula, because it's pretty much perfect. And it's not perfect in the way that it's an incredibly well thought out and structured plot. It's very quirky and it's weird, as is our characters, but we buy into our characters due to masterful comedic performances, and because of that, we buy into the plot. It's incredibly 80s, but everything just works. I don't know how to describe it. It's not perfect by any means, but it takes full advantage of the crazy concept that is presented. And it's a difficult concept to pull off, but this film was lightning in a bottle, and that lightning likely won't strike again. And those are my rankings of the entire Ghostbusters franchise. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and please consider subscribing for more movie reviews, analysis, and rankings.